So before we begin, I just gotta lay down the ground rules. First and foremost, this was my first ever PAX, and I did not get to go as media, and I'm kind of thankful for that because I got to go, just like everybody else does, and experience it as its true form for the first time. And so I thought walking into PAX, I'm lucky if I have 2 days, I'm gonna play at least maybe 5 games. And I walked out playing dozens of experiences, dozens of games. So with that, I have 6 games that I want to talk about, that I want to just kind of do a vlog-ish setup since I wasn't able to have my capture card with me on hand. So with that, let's talk about the first game on the list, our number 6 game of show. That is Bloodroots. So the elevator pitch of Bloodroots is Hotline Miami meets Vikings, meets a thick forest. You're a huge lumberjack looking dude and you're here to lay waste to anybody that stands in your way. The point of the game is simple. Get from one point to the next without dying, without being touched. You kill all your enemies in one shot, but they can kill you in one shot. So you really gotta plan out your attacks and pick up weapons in and out of combat. So with that, there's various different weapons laying around the map that you have to pick up. Some could be simple chairs, a carrot, some are just simple axes, but some are even special weapons where you use a barrel and you're kind of just balancing on it while you're running over just miles of enemies. Or you have this huge ball and chain that you're just zipping around as just a like Spider-Man of death to your foes. It's awesome. It's like you're dog walking chain chomp. That's actually the best way of talking about some of the weapons in this game. It's amazing. And the whole point is after you're done with this level, do it faster. You have a leaderboard of people you're competing with and yourself as well to get the best time. It was a ton of fun. I can't recommend this game enough. It's coming out on PC, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. And boy, oh boy, I can't wait. But what's my number 5 game of show? It's Ghost Giant by Zoink Games. Ever since they announced this back in E3, I was ready for this game. I'm still so pumped for this game. And when I made the appointment for this game, I didn't realize, wait, this is a PSVR exclusive. I'm gonna have to be putting on a used pair of PSVR. And I was a dripping mess when I got my hands on the VR headset. So I can only imagine what type of head disease I got going on here. But with that, it was worth it. Ghost Giant's so cute. It's doing what really good VR games do, which add you to the story. It reminds me of Astrobot or of Moss, where you're a part of the story. You're not just observing, but you're there, and it gives me the vibe like Monsters Inc. gave me the vibe, where Lewis, the cute little, he's so cute, he's lonely, he needs a friend. He reminds me of Boo from Monsters Inc., and Ghost Giant, the character that you play as, reminds me of Sully from Monsters Inc., and the chemistry that you two have in less than 15 minutes of this little demo, I got it. I want to know what's going on. I want to know more about each one of these characters, and the way that you manipulate the environment to solve various puzzles is just, it's so cute, it's so innocent, and we don't have enough of those awesome games and not enough awesome VR games. So Ghost Giant, you made it to number 5. So with that, what's our number 4 pick? And that's Dangerous Driving as our number 4 game of show. It's a game that I completely avoided on the first day, and I'll be honest, on day 2, the only reason why I stopped by was because my feet were killing me. Because when I look at racing games, I'm just like, I'm not good at it. I'm just gonna crash into everything. I can't drift. I can't brake to save my life. Every racer nowadays is either a Mario Kart ripoff or it's a simulation racer. And this game is made by the same developers from the original Burnout series. So it's the same creative director, and their vision is to make another Burnout game. So I'm not a big Burnout fan, so walking in, I'm excited because I see a lot of Burnout fans playing this game and they're hyping me up. They're having so much fun. And as a person that doesn't know how to brake and is constantly crashing into things, it's awesome to see that there is finally a racing game for me, because that's what Dangerous Driving is all about. It's all about crashing into things. It's all about crashing into your enemies. You actually get a speed boost if you run them off the road. It's awesome. It's just high speed, high stakes, It's so much fun. Even I lost because I crashed into a tanker and I was just having so much fun I didn't even care. This game was made by 7 people in 7 months, and the creative director, when I went to shake his hand, he was just like, we're making this game because nobody wants it. That's what we've been told by every publisher. So we're here to prove them wrong, and I can't wait to support them on that vision. The game's only $30. It's coming out in a few weeks. I'm pumped. I'm in. Dangerous driving. You're getting my money. On to number 3. So number 3 is Dreams. And I know what you're saying, Joe, you're going to get on your soapbox and talk about how great this game is. I definitely 100% am. Because Dreams is a game that I was super harsh on a few months ago, and it's just recently I turned a 180 on, because this game is a game engine disguised as a video game. It's something, the whole elevator pitch is if you can dream it, you can make it. And when I sat down on their beanbag chair, which was super comfortable, Dreams, where did you get them beanbag chairs? The lady, Jess, she was showing me around. She was like, here's the music that the dev team and creators have made. Here's sculptures and paintings that the dev team and creators made. Here's levels that Media Molecule made. Here's levels that creators made. They were taking creations from the private beta and throwing it into their demo that they were showing the world. It wasn't about them, it was about us. And that's not a feeling that most developers really shoot to you, especially out in PAX, and having all their little creations out there on the floor. You're able to see and drop in and out of various different ones. I played a Galaga-like game. I played it like a Star Fox-esque game. I played a awesome little puzzle platformer where you're a little cube with arms and legs running around. I played a voice-acted first-person game. I played so many awesome creations and Dreams within 15 minutes, and when I was getting up to leave, I saw someone, a small kid, making something in this game, and it looked like a cat, and I was like, whoa, in 15 minutes, there's already someone, a child, that understood how to make something in this game. That's awesome, and it gave me this feeling of what this game's going to look like a month from now, 2 months from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. It's awesome. It holds a lot of promise. I get it. It doesn't mean I'm going to be any good at it, but I want this game to succeed because this game looks to be Sony's Minecraft. But when I say that, don't yell at me, Minecraft people. So with that, let's get on to number 2, which is Days Gone. That is right. Just because it's a PlayStation game does not mean it's going to be number 1, but that is Days Gone is our number 2 game of show. It's the first game I ever played at a game convention at PAX, and man, oh man, so good. So freaking good. For all the naysayers out there just wanting to naysay, please knock it off. This is nothing like The Last of Us. In fact, this thing has way more in common with like an Ubisoft game or even like Horizon Zero Dawn when it comes to its open world. It seems like it's more of a check off the boxes than anything else, which I don't have any problem with. It looks super fun and you're able to play the way you want to play. Like, I was seeing people going through this level guns blazing. I took a more knife silent approach to the game. I saw my friend Kyle, he took a total pacifist route where he didn't want to hit anything or kill anything unless he absolutely had to. It seemed like through the gameplay that there was a lot more variety in which you can play it the way you kind of want to play it in certain levels where, again, you get to play that pacifist approach, you get to play as a stealthy approach, or just guns blazing, alert all the freakers to your location. Let's go, bro. I loved that type of just thoughtful combat that you don't get to see in a lot of games. Also, the menu system and like the weapon wheel in particular, super in depth, super awesome. And then last but not leastly, in this game, they give you a horde mode where they give you a small horde of 200 freakers that you have to shoot and kill. And the thing that impressed me the most here is that there are 200 of these things on screen. The frame didn't drop once. That's awesome. That's a technical achievement, man. 200 things on screen. Usually when you see a video game, there's not anything more than like a dozen things on screen before you start seeing like that frame drop. Like The Division is a great example of like, yeah, there's a handful of enemies on the screen, but there's not 200 and there's not like a muddling of textures. Everything looks smooth. The details, the attention to details on the enemy faces, your face, Deacon's, is amazing. awesome, man. Days Gone's my number 2, but what is the game that is the bad bit game of show? So the number 1 bad bit game of show is Creature in the Well. This is actually a Nintendo Switch and PC game that I begged the developers to put on the PlayStation 4, but don't worry, I'll buy it on Switch. I won't complain. This game is made by Flight School, and they've made something truly special. I wasn't ready to play this game. In fact, when I saw it on the Switch, I was just like, ugh, pinball? Nah, I'm good, fam. But everybody told me you had to play Bloodroots, you have to play Creature in the Well. And so I love Bloodroots so much that I was like, okay, if people are right about this game, let's see what Creature in the Well is all about. I played it, and God, it's awesome. It is a pinball or brick breaker meets a dungeon crawler. And I know that sounds weird, but the best way that I can describe it is, remember when you were playing that old-timey pinball machine? Remember this, old people? Let's go back into your memory here. Where you're playing an old-time pinball game and you had to get a certain score to pass to the next level, or hit something a certain number of times to get to the next level. That is essentially what Creature in the Well is all about. You are the last of your kind, and you're entering into this machined mountain, and you're there to try to revitalize and try to create more of your race. And so with that, you're going through stage after stage, solving puzzles or beating different foes with your trusted sword. But how you're doing it is you're not sword clashing with them. You're actually hitting these little orbs around the room to solve puzzles, to beat foes, to even beat these awesome little platform-esque boss fights. It's amazing, and the art style screams something of like the Vex in Destiny meets something of like a 50s like art style. It's just something I haven't seen a lot of games do. It's something completely unique that's following its own blueprint, and I can't wait to see what the devs do with this game. It's coming out sometime this year. It's amazing. Flight School, man, goes. I keep saying Ghost in the Well. It's weird. Creature in the Well. Go get this game. It's amazing. The fun fact here's a really fun fact about this game. There's an Easter egg that I will say right now so that I am the first one to say it. The only way to regenerate your health in this game is by going into these pools. And I turn to the art director and I go, this is a Star Wars reference, right? The pools. And he's just like, whoa. You're the first person at PAX to get that right. Yes, that's a deep cut Star Wars reference in A New Hope, where Luke's fixing up R2 and C-3PO. They're in that little pool. That's a callback. And I felt so smart in my head. But with that, those are my games of the show. I loved mostly everything that I got to play at PAX. And really, if you have a chance to go, please go. It's an experience of a lifetime. You kind of remember why you're a gamer, in the first place. Because the internet could be such a cruel, cruel place. But when you're at PAX, you see people of all shapes, colors, creeds, political stances in one place, having fun together because of that one thing that bonds them all together, which is video games. Man, I love my time at PAX. If you have any questions about anything that I played or PAX in general, let me know in the comment section down below. If you like top fives like these, if you like PlayStation news, if you like a PlayStation podcast called The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players each and every Thursday. If you like Should You Buys, reviews, and all that jazz, please hit like, share, subscribe. Helps me out, grows this big, beautiful family that we call home, because here at Bad Big Games, that's what it's all about. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody keep your wits about you. Have a nice one.